genuine communication and conversation. Are you lost? Art form. Topic inspired by Joe. Let all the illegals in, just not in my neighborhood. Just not in my neighborhood. Broken. He never said that. I've been called out on that. I called Joe. I used the term Joe. Let all the illegals in, just not in my neighborhood. Rogan. Because I remember when he criticized Trump for, in his words, something like, "I can't believe he's breaking up families that are entering here illegally into, breaking them, separating them, and putting them into Obama's camps, the ones that he was using." And Obama's number one still to this day, better than Clinton, Bush, and Trump. He's number one in deporting motherfuckers. So when someone criticizes them, so when, if I criticized illegal the poor guys and girls in these concentration camps, in these camps, in these detention centers, holding centers, and I don't speak up about the homeless veterans that could probably use detention centers. It probably, you know what? I know that I could. I feel confident that I could stand and live in an American detention center if I had to, with a bunch of other veterans as living quarters. But instead, we use them to house these motherfuckers that are too much of a pussy, too much of a fucking wimp to hold their ground from wherever shit stain they come from. Oh man, you're evil, man. I'm pretty sure, and I would agree if someone called me out, and if I slept on a pile of money like Joe Rogan does, and also critique about the homeless, and they say poor guys, poor homeless people here at the bus stop. The one dude, I know one old black man that sleeps at one bus stop. I remember seeing an older fat chick that probably late 20s sleeps at another bus stop. Another fat white dude that sleeps at another bus stop, and another old Mexican lady that sleeps at another bus stop. And that money, I can't really say I feel bad enough for me to give up some of the snack money for my dogs, or for their play toys, and give it up, and so they could have a warm meal or another blanket. No, not me. Not gonna do it. But I may change my tune. I'll make, if I stepped on a pile of money and I had a lot more extra resources, but I don't. So that's why I use that term, because I just don't like complaining, especially from people that don't live in the hood. Don't do business on foot in some fucked up areas like I do. But the topic that he brought up with one of his guests was that conversation is a lost art form, and I can agree with that. Where I've said to people, "Hey, don't trust that motherfucker. That guy is a piece of shit." When a motherfucker doesn't, will ask you something, and instead, well, probably look around to make sure to see if people are looking at him, to see if he sounds smart or looks cool, or see if someone else wants to strike up a conversation that will make him the center of attention or further his or her agenda. But genuine talk, I'll say that if I round it up high, I want to say probably 5%. 5% of all conversations I've had in life have had some sort of substance behind them. But most of the time, and I attempt, and that's why I attempt to just do my own thing, because I don't want to hear about how you hate Mondays, how you hate traffic, the price of gas, the mortgage, the rent, that you're broke. You're broke, but you have a weekend off. You're broke, but you have a day off. You're broke, but you don't want to, take notice to buying shit that you want versus something that you need. Me, I don't need a Pokemon playing cards and a new Gucci belt with a Versace purse and $200 haircut with a poster of Justin Bieber signed, autographed, framed. But I do need carbs, water, calories for energy in my body. I need shelter. And I need that for my dogs too. So, what are the things that I absolutely need? And whether it's a tool, a smartphone, shit like that. Yeah, those are nice and I appreciate them. But there's just so much conversation that just backs up and I think supports our limited beliefs, fake limited beliefs. Yeah, man, and I was taught a lot, man, by the supposed adults, the supposed grown-ups, the teachers, the counselors, the supposed parents, the foster parents, relatives, especially by the religious. That was the thing that was probably the sneakiest of snakes. Probably the biggest hurdle, because you, you're taught the fear of God, but then these are by the believers, the righteous in you, and you see them fucking up way worse than you are. Yeah, I smoke cigarettes. Yeah, I get drunk. Yeah, I cheat on my spouse. Yeah. I do all these two-faced things. I steal. I rob. I know, but you see, I go to confession. That that's okay. There's conversations that I've had with people that acknowledge the upcoming challenges from society. Again, deforestation, landfills, gas prices, terrorism, extreme Christians, extreme Muslims, overall fucking scumbags, cartels, street gangs, prison gangs, biker gangs, outlaws, fucking meteors, whatever the solar flares, whatever that shit's called, where the gravity of the Earth shifts, and I think what the magnetic poles change or some shit, and to evaluate those things and not go into a state of panic, but instead conversate as to, and with all those things, with all of that, it makes this coffee and bagel, milk and croissants, hot drink, cold drink, with this meal, with this piece of food, with this snack, amazing. Let this company amazing. Why? It is. It does, man. And I'm thinking that some of the most amazing meals I've had have been with people that I've had amazing conversations with because they lived an amazing lifestyle, a genuine lifestyle. But with eating, what comes? A silence of gratitude, a beautiful sense of gratitude, and it's just, oh my god, it's beautiful. Versus other people that say, you could be with a little fucking dipshit, and then you could sense, oh my goodness, this motherfucker stopped chewing. What stupid shit is fucking cunt gonna say? What complaint? What's wrong? It's too not enough soy in your latte. Um, you're gonna tell me how you couldn't believe someone took your parking space on the public street? How you had to walk 100 feet to your parking to your imported car that someone else made by hand, that someone else had to stay up, probably spend Christmas on to put on a shipping yard container. And I thought the other day, that yeah, because some people may say that I'm lonely. Because I've been called that, or people think, "Are you lonely? Do you feel alone? Are you depressed?" And I say, like, what makes you ask such a question? And it's like, well, you're not here at the party and talking to everyone, and you seem like you have something on your mind. I remember one time this old waitress, old enough to be a mother or a grandmother, and at that time, I was planning a road trip, I think plus an overseas trip, and I was thinking as to the logistics of it, and if I had how much money I had, how much backup money I had in case shit just went south, and how I would get myself out of eating a shit sandwich if I fucking hit a wall. But anyways, this bitch says, well, it seems that you got a lot on your mind. You need to relax. What's your problem? She said something to that effect, and I said, what's the big deal? And they say something like, I got over 300 clients, just right now, 300 clients, and that affects over more than 100 separate businesses, and I'm in demand because of what I do, how good I am at it. So what bothers me is if I could maintain that level of excellence. I've got to this expands over several countries, over 100 different cities and towns, and I just don't go somewhere and earn a paycheck by clocking in and saying, "You'll give me money, have someone else set up the business," and no, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. That's easy, too easy, too simple, not fulfilling. And the bitch just poured some coffee and just fucking fucked off. No reaction. Okay, some shit like that. And I thought, this is probably the sort of dumb bitch that says, "Man, why do I need to work on Christmas, or on Thanksgiving if I've been lazy for the last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years just here serving coffee, and like, why don't I get paid like $70 an hour?" So you can't even hold yourself accountable as to your potential, what's out there, the freedom, the choices of out there, of income, of types of income, of um, of life, man. Again, there was a day where I made a very nice paycheck for working one day, and I felt hunger. I felt, I guess the word's tired, dehydrated, um, and I wanted to have dinner, go to sleep, and start the next day. But on my way to my hotel to go fuck off, eat some pizza and sip down some Gatorade. I said, on my way over there, let me just hit up one more client. And yeah, again, I've got I had made a lot of money that day. I didn't have to, but I knew that this day would come right here, this day, where I would want to focus on this, on expanding my collection of work. I said, oh, let me make a sale, and I made a sale, and now those bucks, um, they're there as reserve for resources, expenses, doggy treats. But I think that conversation with others, way more important, is the conversation you have with yourself. What the fuck is going on, man? And when you figure that out, and I think there'll be progress, man. A ton of fucking progress. That's it for now, motherfuckers. Get after it. Go forward.